Potatoes often get a bad rap, but they're actually a nutritional powerhouse. These humble tubers are packed with essential vitamins and minerals like vitamin C, vitamin B6, potassium, and manganese, all crucial for a healthy body. They are also a great source of dietary fiber, which aids digestion and can help keep you feeling full, supporting weight management. From boosting your immune system to maintaining healthy blood pressure, incorporating potatoes into your diet can offer surprising benefits for your overall well-being. If you found this information helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Amelia Clark's channel for more amazing insights. Now, let's dive in and discover some incredible potato dishes that are as delicious as they are nutritious. Potato Pavé is a dish made from thinly sliced potatoes, butter, and salt. It's baked, pressed, chilled, cut, and then deep-fried. The result is a wonderfully crispy exterior with a creamy and fluffy interior. Step 1. Preparation. Potato selection. Russet potatoes are best due to their high starch and low moisture content, which helps achieve that desirable crispiness. Choose potatoes that are evenly sized and roughly the width of your loaf pan to minimize waste during trimming. Peel the potatoes and immediately place them in water. This prevents oxidation browning, keeping your pavé looking fresh. Trim the potatoes to fit the width of your loaf pan. For an 8.5x, 4.5x, 2.5x, 2.5-inch loaf pan, about 2 kilograms of raw potatoes, yielding around 1,500 grams after peeling and slicing is a good amount. Slicing step. Use a mandolin to get consistent, paper-thin slices, about 1/8 to 1 millimeter thick. As soon as they're sliced, put them back into the water to prevent them from turning brown. Drying step. This is a crucial, though time-consuming step. Thoroughly dry the potato slices on towels. Removing excess water is vital for proper cooking and achieving the right texture. Step of lining the parchment paper. Create a parchment paper sling for your loaf pan. This makes unmolding much easier later on. Lightly spray the inside of your pan before inserting the sling. Create overlay. Coat the dried potato slices with about 12 tablespoons of clarified butter and 5 grams of kosher salt. Clarified butter is used because it lacks milk solids, which would brown too quickly. Arrange the potato slices in several layers on top of each other. Begin layering the buttered potato slices in your prepared loaf pan. Shingle them with a slight overlap, aiming for about 4 slices per layer. Set aside a few of your nicest slices for the very top layer, as they'll be visible. Perform oil pressing. Once all the layers are in place, a second loaf pan on top and press down firmly and evenly. You might see some potato creep up the sides, and that's perfectly normal. Proceed to bake the cake. Cover the loaf pan tightly with foil. This traps moisture, which is essential for the starches to gelatinize properly. Without it, the top would brown prematurely. Bake in an oven preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 150 degrees Celsius, for about 2 hours, or until a skewer can be inserted with absolutely no resistance. Step 3. Pressing and chilling. Pressing. After baking, pressing the pavé is a vital step. It ensures all the layers stick together, giving you a cohesive, firm slice. You can use another loaf pan for this. To ensure even pressure across the entire surface, you can cut a piece of cardboard, wrap it in foil, and place it on top of the pavé before putting the second loaf pan on. Apply firm pressure to compact the layers. Weighing and chilling. To maintain its shape as it chills, weigh down the pressed pavé. Soup cans, or even a brick work well here. Chill in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours, or ideally overnight. This crucial step allows the starches to fully set. Step 4. Unmolding, cutting, and frying. Open the cake mold. First, remove the weight from the chilled pave. The clarified butter will have solidified, holding everything together. To release it from the pan, gently warm the outside of the loaf pan. A blowtorch is quick, but you can also briefly flash it in a warm oven. Once loosened, invert the pan to release the pave. Don't forget to remove the parchment paper. Proceed to slice. Start by trimming the edges of the pave to get a nice, clean square or rectangle. Then, cut into your desired portions. A thickness of 1/2 to 3/4 inch is a good general guideline, but you can make rectangles or squares as you prefer. Fry the cake. Heat oil to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 175 degrees Celsius. Carefully slide the pave portions into the hot oil. Give them a slight nudge if needed to prevent them from sticking together. Fry until they're golden brown and crispy on the outside, while still maintaining that creamy interior. Once done, drain the fried pave and immediately season with kosher salt. Potato Pavé is incredibly versatile. The video shows a classic serving suggestion with creme fraiche, paddlefish, caviar, and chives for a truly elevated experience. Enjoy your homemade potato pavé. It's an amazing expression of fried potato that's truly worth the time and effort. Serving. Today, we're going to unlock the secret to making truly crispy, absolutely delicious homemade French fries right in your own kitchen. Forget those store-bought bags. You're about to become a potato master. Step 1. Prepare your ingredients and pre-process. Preparation. First, you'll need about 600 grams of fresh potatoes. The journey to perfectly crispy fries begins with proper preparation. Take your time to peel each potato thoroughly, making sure all the skin is removed. Once peeled, it's time for the crucial slicing step. Using a mandolin slicer is ideal here, as it helps you get those incredibly thin, uniform slices that's key for even cooking and maximum crispiness. Aim for slices that are almost translucent. Immediately after slicing, rinse your potato slices under cold water. This washes away excess starch, which can prevent them from getting truly crispy. Keep rinsing until the water runs clear. Step 2. Blanch and chill instantly. Now for a little kitchen magic. Bring a large pot of water to a rolling boil. Carefully add your potato slices and let them blanch for just 1 minute. This quick step starts the cooking process and helps achieve that perfect texture. Right after their hot bath, quickly transfer the potato slices into a bowl of ice-cold water. This sudden temperature change is a secret trick to make the potatoes firmer and prevent them from getting mushy later on. Let them sit for a moment in the cold water. Step 3. Dry thoroughly and fry. Next, the drying step is critically important. You absolutely must dry the potato slices thoroughly. Lay them out on paper towels or a clean kitchen towel and pat them until they are completely dry. Any lingering moisture will lead to soggy fries, and we definitely don't want that. Time to heat things up. Turn your stove to medium heat and pour enough cooking oil into a pan to generously cover your potato slices. Let the oil get nice and hot. You're looking for about 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, around 160 to 175 degrees Celsius if you have a thermometer. Carefully add your dried potato slices to the hot oil. Don't overcrowd the pan. If necessary, fry them in batches. This method allows the potatoes to fry very quickly and evenly. Step 4. Finish and enjoy. Fry the potatoes for about 5 minutes, or until they turn a beautiful golden brown and are incredibly crispy. You'll hear that satisfying sizzle. Once they're perfectly golden, remove the chips from the oil and place them in a large bowl. This next step is where the flavor truly comes alive. While they're still warm, sprinkle about 1 tablespoon of cheese powder over your freshly fried chips. Of course, you can adjust this amount to your taste. Finally, give them a good mix, tossing gently to ensure every single chip is coated with that delicious cheese powder. And there you have it, incredibly crispy and utterly delicious homemade French fries, ready to enjoy. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to help our channel grow quickly. Duchess potatoes are a classic French dish, often found gracing the tables of elegant dinners. They're essentially mashed potatoes, but elevated with egg yolks and butter, then piped into beautiful shapes and baked until golden. The result is a fluffy, creamy, and visually appealing side dish. Ingredients you'll need: 2 pounds, about 4 to 5 medium-sized russet potatoes, peeled and cut into large, uniform chunks, 6 tablespoons 3/4 stick unsalted butter, melted 2 large egg yolks, 1/4 cup heavy cream optional. For extra richness, 1 teaspoon salt, or to taste 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, or to taste a pinch of nutmeg optional, but highly recommended for flavor. Ingredients you'll need: equipment: large pot, potato masher or ricer, mixing bowls, piping bag with a star tip, a Ziploc bag with a corner snipped off can work in a pinch baking sheet, parchment paper or silicone mat. Equipment: step-by-step instructions. Boil the potatoes. Place the peeled and chunked potatoes in a large pot and cover them with cold water. Add a generous pinch of salt to the water. Bring to a boil over high heat. Then reduce the heat to medium and cook until the potatoes are fork tender, about 15 to 20 minutes. You want them very soft, as this makes mashing easier and prevents lumps. Drain and mash. Once cooked, drain the potatoes thoroughly. For the best texture, return them to the hot, empty pot over low heat for about a minute or 2 to evaporate any remaining moisture. This is a crucial step to avoid watery mashed potatoes. Mash the potatoes with a potato masher, or for an incredibly smooth texture, pass them through a potato rice. Add the flavor. To the hot mashed potatoes, add the melted butter, egg yolks, heavy cream if using, salt, pepper, and nutmeg. Mix everything together thoroughly until well combined and smooth. Be careful not to overmix, as this can make the potatoes gummy. Taste and adjust seasonings as needed. Prepare for piping. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 grados. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper or a silicone mat. Transfer the potato mixture into a piping bag fitted with a large star tip. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use a sturdy Ziploc bag and snip off one corner. The Duchess potatoes won't have the decorative ridges, but they'll still be delicious. Pipe the potato mixture onto the prepared baking sheet in decorative shapes. Classic Duchess potatoes are often piped into rosettes, but you can also do spirals, simple mounds, or even log shapes. Leave a little space between each one, as they will expand slightly. Pipe the shapes. Bake until golden. Place the baking sheet in the preheated oven and bake for 20 to 30 minutes, or until the potato shapes are golden brown and slightly crispy on the edges. The baking time can vary depending on the size of your piped shapes. Once baked, carefully remove the Duchess potatoes from the baking sheet and serve them hot. They make a fantastic accompaniment to roasted meats, poultry, or any meal that needs a touch of elegance. Enjoy your delicious and impressive Duchess potatoes. Serve immediately. This potato dish is incredibly delicious and surprisingly simple to make, often found in high-end restaurants. It's arguably easier than making mashed potatoes, yielding a beautiful, fluffy, and creamy texture with a delightful golden crust. Prepare ingredients. Potatoes. Yukon Gold potatoes are ideal for their starchiness, which makes them wonderfully soft and creamy when cooked slowly. Other starchy varieties like Maris Piper or Red Rooster can also work. Butter, unsalted, for searing and flavor. Plain oil, a neutral oil for initial searing. Garlic, fresh cloves, sliced. Feel free to be generous if you love garlic. Thyme, fresh sprigs, for aromatic infusion. Beef stock, high quality. Beef stock is key for the rich glaze. Salt and pepper, to taste, for seasoning. Chives, freshly chopped, for garnish optional, but adds a nice touch. Prepare the ingredients. Peel the potatoes. Start by peeling your Yukon Gold potatoes. Shape the potatoes. Cut one side of each potato flat and smooth. This is important for even contact in the pan. Avoid multiple small cuts, as you want one clean, smooth surface. Slice the potatoes into uniform pieces, just over an inch thick. Consistency in thickness ensures even cooking. For a refined, chefy look, use a turning knife or a peeler to gently round off the edges of each potato slice. This prevents them from becoming mushy and overcooked at the edges. If you prefer a more rustic look, simply ensure all slices are the same thickness. Processing procedure. Sear the potatoes. Heat a touch of plain oil in a heavy-bottomed pan over medium heat. Carefully place the potato slices into the pan. Don't overcrowd the pan. Cook in batches if necessary. Cook them until they develop a beautiful, deep golden brown crust. Treat them with as much respect as you would a steak. Flip the potatoes to sear the other side. Add a generous knob of butter to the pan. This will help deepen the golden color even further. You want the color to be slightly darker than you think you need, as a little will fade when the stock is added. Infuse with aromatics and stock. Once the potatoes are nicely browned, add the remaining butter, sliced garlic, and fresh thyme sprigs to the pan. These will infuse the cooking fat and the stock with their delicious aromas. Season the potatoes generously with salt and pepper. Pour in the beef stock. The amount should be sufficient to reduce down and create a beautiful glaze over the potatoes. You can always add a splash more water or stock later if needed. Give the pan a gentle swirl to emulsify the stock and melted butter. Braise in the oven. Reduce the heat to very low. Place a lid securely on your pan and transfer it to a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit 180 grados. Set a timer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, carefully remove the pan, lift the lid, and baste the potatoes with the liquid. They will still be quite raw at this point. Cover again and return the pan to the oven for another 15 minutes. Check the potatoes again. Total cooking time in the oven should be around 25 to 27 minutes at this point. The stock should be reducing nicely, and the potatoes should be glazing. Test for doneness. A knife or spoon should easily slide all the way through the potato without resistance. If not, continue cooking for another 5 to 10 minutes. If the stock reduces too much before the potatoes are fully cooked, simply add a touch of water to the pan. Remember to flip the potatoes occasionally to ensure even cooking and glazing. Total cooking time in the oven is usually around 35 minutes, but it can vary based on potato thickness. Finish and serve. Once the potatoes are perfectly tender and the sauce has reduced to a lovely glaze, remove the pan from the oven and let it rest for a few minutes. Carefully remove the thyme sprigs and garlic pieces from the pan. Don't worry if a few tiny bits remain, they're all flavored. Place the pan back on a very low heat. Taste the glaze and adjust seasoning with salt and pepper if needed. Allow the sauce to reduce slightly further, coating the potatoes beautifully. You don't need a lot of sauce, just enough to create that perfect final glaze and elevate the flavor. Garnish with fresh chopped chives for a pop of color and freshness. Serve these delectable potatoes directly from the pan, or transfer them to a serving dish. They're sure to be a This straightforward recipe transforms just one potato into a delightful and satisfying dish. It's an ideal choice for a quick meal or a tasty side. 1. Potato preparation. Take one potato, weighing approximately 250 grams. Peel it thoroughly. Cut the peeled potato into smaller, even-sized pieces to ensure they cook consistently. Place the potato pieces into a pot and cover them with water. Add a small amount of salt to the water. Bring the water to a boil, then continue to cook for about 15 minutes, or until the potato pieces are tender enough to be easily mashed. Once cooked, drain all the water completely. Mash the potatoes into a smooth puree using a fork or a potato masher. Season the mashed potatoes with salt and pepper to your liking, and stir thoroughly to combine. 2. Mixing the batter. Grate about 50 grams of cheddar cheese directly into the warm mashed potatoes. Stir continuously until the cheese fully melts and is well incorporated, creating a wonderfully creamy texture. Add 25 grams of cornstarch to the mixture. This is key for the potato cake's structure. Mix the cornstarch in thoroughly, ensuring there are no lumps. Finally, crack one egg into the potato mixture. Stir vigorously until all ingredients are well combined and the batter is smooth and cohesive, thick enough to hold its form. 3. Frying the potato cake. Heat a non-stick pan over medium heat. Pour a small amount of vegetable oil into the pan, spreading it evenly across the bottom. Transfer the potato mixture into the hot pan, shaping it into a round, flat cake. Cover the pan and fry for approximately 5 minutes on one side, allowing a beautiful golden brown crust to form. Carefully flip the potato cake to the other side. Continue frying for another 5 minutes, or until that side also achieves a golden and crispy finish. 4. Serving. Once both sides are perfectly cooked, remove the potato cake from the pan. You can slice it into wedges before serving. Serve it warm and enjoy this simple yet delicious potato creation. Potato corn dogs are a fun and delicious twist on a classic, offering a creamier, less greasy texture than traditional corn dogs. This recipe combines the satisfying crunch of a deep-fried exterior with a tender mashed potato casing and a savory hot dog and cheese filling. It's perfect for a casual meal or a party appetizer. Ingredients you'll need: 2 cups mashed potatoes, prepared and seasoned leftover mashed potatoes work great. 4 to 6 beef franks hot dogs, 4 to 6 sticks string cheese, cut in half lengthwise, chopsticks or wooden skewers for stability, 1/2 cup all-purpose flour, 2 large eggs, beaten, 1 cup panko breadcrumbs or regular breadcrumbs, vegetable oil for deep frying, salt and pepper to taste for seasoning mashed potatoes if not already done, ketchup, mustard, chives for serving. Equipment: large pot or deep fryer tongs, plates for breading, parchment paper or wire rack for draining. Step-by-step instructions. Prepare the hot dogs and cheese. First, if your hot dogs and string cheese aren't already ready, cut the string cheese sticks in half lengthwise. Then, take 1 hot dog and 1 piece of string cheese. Skewer them together using a chopstick or wooden skewer. Position the cheese on top and the hot dog on the bottom, ensuring the skewer goes through both for stability. If using long chopsticks, you might need to snip them shorter to fit your frying pot. Season and flatten the mashed potatoes. If your mashed potatoes aren't already seasoned, mix in some salt and pepper to taste. Take about 1/2 to 3/4 cup of mashed potato mixture per hot dog. Flatten it out into an oval or rectangular shape on a clean surface or a piece of parchment paper. Make it thin enough to wrap around the hot dog and cheese, but thick enough to hold together. Wrap the hot dogs. Carefully place the skewered hot dog and cheese onto the flattened mashed potato. Gently wrap the mashed potato around the hot dog and cheese, shaping it into a corn dog form. Ensure the filling is completely enclosed. You can roll it gently on the surface a few times to make the exterior smooth. Set up your breading station. Prepare 3 separate shallow dishes. In the first, put the all-purpose flour. In the second, pour the beaten eggs. In the third, Place the panko breadcrumbs. This setup will make the breading process smooth and efficient. Bread the potato corn dogs. Working one at a time. First, lightly dredge the potato-wrapped corn dog in the flour, shaking off any excess. Then, dip it into the beaten egg, making sure it's fully coated. Finally, roll it generously in the panko breadcrumbs, pressing gently to ensure the crumbs adhere well to the potato surface. Set aside on a plate or tray. Heat the oil for frying. Pour vegetable oil into a large pot or deep fryer, ensuring there's enough oil to submerge the corn dogs. Heat the oil to -375 degrees Fahrenheit, pick -190 degrees Celsius. If you don't have a thermometer, you can test the oil by dropping a small piece of breadcrumb in. It should sizzle immediately. Deep fry the corn dogs. Carefully place 1 to 2 potato corn dogs into the hot oil, being careful not to overcrowd the pot. Fry for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until the outside is golden brown and crispy, and the cheese inside has melted. Since the mashed potatoes and hot dogs are already cooked, you're mainly looking for that perfect golden crust and melted cheese. Drain and serve. Once golden brown, remove the corn dogs from the oil using tongs and place them on a wire rack or a plate lined with paper towels to drain excess oil. Let them cool for a minute or two before serving, as the cheese will be very hot. Garnish and enjoy. Serve your potato corn dogs hot with your favorite condiments. A classic drizzle of ketchup and mustard, along with a sprinkle of fresh chives, really elevates the flavor. Get ready for that satisfying cheese pull. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope this recipe brings a delicious and cozy meal to your family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Amelia Clark's channel so you don't miss out on new recipes every week. I'll see you in the next video. Happy cooking, everyone.